Hey, it's Joe Amoia, founder and creator of GPSforlove.com. Are you at that point in your life where you're scratching your head, you're pulling your hair out, you can't figure out why you're still single? You've given your all, you've had relationship after relationship, maybe even a marriage, and you're still at the same place. You're unhappy and you feel like you're alone. Well, if so, I want you to pay close attention because today I've created a video that's going to help you understand what's really going on. Now, before we get into the details, I want to be quite honest because, here at GPS for Love, I'm completely transparent. I've got my glasses on and you're going to see me peering at something, and that's because I've written some notes. See, what I'm going to talk about today is so valuable that I didn't want to miss anything. So if it seems like I'm reading from a script, it's not that I'm reading from a script. I have a couple of bullet points because I want to make sure that I hit everything. See, today I want to talk about something, and I believe it's the very thing that's causing you to be stuck in your love life. And it's called your love thermostat. Now, I know you're sitting there going, what the hell's a love thermostat? Well, think of it exactly like the thermostat in your house. When you go, you set it to a certain temperature. Okay, let's say you set it for 70 degrees. Okay, and all of a sudden, the temperature gets to 74. And the thermostat kicks in to bring the temperature back down to the set point, to where you set it at. And let's say it works the opposite, is you set it to 70 degrees and the temperature drops because it's cold outside and it gets down to 64. Well, all of a sudden the thermostat kicks in and then the heat goes on to warm it up till you get back to 70 degrees. Well, that's exactly how your love thermostat works. You actually have a thermostat in your brain. It's called your unconscious mind, your unconscious beliefs, that's set to a certain point. And what's really cool about this thermostat, we have it in all aspects of life. We have it in our finances. We believe we should only work to a certain income. We have it to our weight. It's like there's a certain set point. If we get above it, we're going to eat like crap and we get back down to it. And if we get below it, we're going to stop eating and put the weight back on. So it's just human behavior. It's just how our minds work. So I believe, and I've learned, that we actually have these things called love thermostats. And so how it shows up for you in your love life is if your love thermostat is set too low, that's when you tend to pick the boys. The guys who are emotionally unavailable, who are selfish, and who are immature. And so you tend to get into relationships which are one-way streets, where you're giving, and you're not getting your needs met. Or maybe you're getting them met a little bit at a time, but it's not working for you. And you try really hard to make the guy happy and make the relationship work, often at your own expense. And this is when you have a low love thermostat, you tend to jump into relationships. You think that, if you jump in and, do this or do that, or you spread your legs for a guy and you have sex with him, Susan, that he's going to fall madly in love with you and he's going to want to spend the rest of his life with you. And ladies, let me tell you, that's not how it works for us guys. Or you tend to stay in relationships way too long. You think it's going to be okay. You think it's going to get better. You think you can live with it. You think that if you just love him more and more and more, he's going to turn around and turn into the man, and it's going to be the relationship that you really want. Well, here's what's really going on. See, if that's your love thermostat, it's really set at a level that believes you don't deserve it. Okay? You don't feel that you're truly worthy of a good man and a good relationship, because somewhere along the line that thermostat got programmed, and it usually goes back to your childhood, maybe because your parents didn't love you or didn't do things a certain way. And so that program got set and you said, you know what? I don't deserve it. If these people who are supposed to love me don't love me, then I must not be worthy of it. And I know that sucks, but here at GPS for Love, we're all about getting to truth. So if that's your love thermostat, you have to learn how to reprogram it. So now we just talked about having a low thermostat. Now you could also have a love thermostat that's set too high. And this is where you're just simply too picky. You just don't give guys a chance. And when you do, you find something wrong with them because you have a laundry list of 300 criteria that a guy must meet. His teeth must be perfect. His hair must be perfect. His nose must be perfect, which would put me out of your list. Okay? He's got to make a certain amount. He's got to drive a certain car. He's got to have a certain income. He's got to do this. He's got to do that. You know, no man can live up to that laundry list. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a list, a really important list of certain qualities and characteristics, but we're not talking about this list that's so unachievable that no man can live up to it. And another way that you know that your thermostat is set too high, is when you tend to go after the guys who are the assholes. Okay, the guys who look good from the outside. You know, it's all the package. Okay, they look good on the outside, but in the inside, they're completely devoid. They're emotionally unavailable. They don't know how to treat a woman with respect. They're horrible partners, but they make you feel good. They're great lovers. And again, there's nothing wrong with having a great lover, but you want a man who's good for you in and out of the bedroom. And now to see the reason why you have a love thermostat that's set too high is because ultimately you're afraid of getting hurt. There's a part of you that believes that you really open up, you are vulnerable, you give your heart to someone, then ultimately they're going to destroy it because you learn that somewhere along the line as well. And so what you do is you pick these guys out who you know are going to disappoint you, and so you get disappointed, you get upset, but you don't get your heart broken, okay? Because you're not willing to take that risk. And unfortunately, when your love thermostat is set that way and you're not vulnerable enough, a man sees that. A man realizes that you've got some stuff, you've got some walls. And he might try in the beginning, but ultimately he sees that, you know what, it's never going to be the relationship that he's looking for, so he takes off. Now, what you need to understand is your love thermostat is a lot like Google. Okay, it's a lot like a search engine. Your brain is literally programmed to believe that you're not worthy, you're not good enough, or that you're going to get hurt. And so your brain simply finds evidence to prove that you're right. And that's just the way it works. If you program, you know, Chinese restaurants into Google, it searches and finds Chinese restaurants. It doesn't care where these Chinese restaurants, it just gives you the information that you've put into it. And what I want you to understand about the unconscious mind is 96 to 98% of everything you think, say, or do originates from your unconscious mind. So you don't even realize it. You just do it automatically. Now, just to want you to know is that I understand how this works because there was a time in my life where my love thermostat, quite honestly, was set too high. I simply went for the physical. You know, that's what I focused on primarily. You know, the girl had to have the perfect figure. She had to have the perfect boobs, the perfect butt, the perfect hair, perfect smile, all that stuff. And when I looked at my relationships, I realized that, you know what? They always sucked. They never led to the kind of relationship that I really was looking for. So I had to make some changes. And when I made those changes, wow, guess what happened? I magically found the person that I was attracted to, that was good for me in and out of the bedroom, and that allowed me to create the relationship that I ultimately was looking for. And that's why we do this here at GPS for Love, because I want you to do the same. So I've got a little exercise for you, some mirror time. Because I know you're saying, well, how do I know what my love thermostat is set at? Well, we've got you covered. What I want you to do is I want you to step out of your life as if you were an observer. And I want you to look for a pattern. Look at the kind of guys that you date. Look at the kind of relationships that you've had. And what do you see? What do you notice? What choices and decisions did you make? Did you pick a certain type of guy? Did you jump into relationships too quick? Did you stay in relationships too long? Did you avoid relationships? Did you go after the guy that, you know, had to be perfect? Have you not had any relationships because you're so freaking picky? Okay? Again, there's no judgment here. This is how you're going to learn. This is, you know, what's going to set you free. Because in order to reprogram your thermostat, you got to know how it's improperly been programmed. So I want you to step out, take that mirror time, and see what you notice. And then once you do, I want you to post your observations below. Because one of the things in your journeys, you think that you're the only one going through this. And trust me, you're not. And yes, even some of us guys go through this. We all go through this as human beings. It's all part of the journey. But those who go on, the 15% who go on and create awesome relationships, learn how to reprogram their thermostat and learn how to go out and create the relationship that they really desire. I know you can do it. I know you just need to make a couple of changes. So go ahead, take that mirror time, and post your response below. Know I threw a lot at you. You might want to go back and watch this over again and take some notes. As always, it's an honor and privilege. I'll see you next time. Much love.